The second major theme of Semene Shuradi's poem Grandmother is la vieillesse, old age. I bring it out through my own triptych, a set of 3 associated poems with very elaborate, even cryptic titles. Old Age 1, Old Age 2, you're a parapsychologist, Old Age 3. Old Age 1 and Old Age 2 serve in their turn to illustrate the first high-order thinking scheme my students encounter, which is none other than distinguishing different perspectives. The very word distinguishing makes their flesh creep, is rather chilling to their fragile bones. The introduction ought to be as thorough and explicit as possible. The speaker of Old Age 1 is a disgruntled, grouchy person who sees old age as little short of calamity, a series of dark days, which would inevitably make the poem sound grotesque, if not ludicrous, but for the morbid fact there are quite a few elderly individuals around of such gloomy, downhearted, morose disposition. Mr. Catanzaro, by the way, is potentially one of them. When a man's career comes to a full stop, having failed to attain the goals set long ago, he tends to regard his entire life as a total flop. Disillusionment is his primary fall and woe. Declining years bring on forgetfulness and an inability to properly converse, hear, see, walk, concentrate, and the oldster gets used to insecurity and immobility. He will sit in his armchair, daydream, and vegetate. Bitterly out of phase with younger generations, elderliness unavoidably brings about future shock. There is a trend towards gossiping, pompous orations, and a tendency to hypercriticism around the clock. Hardly anything going well for them, confused, a good many hopes feel listless and drink a lot. For those tired souls, wretched and bruised, hitting the bottle is the only bright spot. Growing old is an unqualified disaster. Nothing seems to be nice about old age, except that our life goes by faster to let us ungracefully leave its stage. Gloom and doom, I know. Don't worry, Old Age 2 is written by me from a different perspective, even though not from a diametrically opposite one, aspiring to be fair and balanced like Fox News. Aging is a cold fact of life. It's a given. From the tender nails, we human beings are impatient to get older. We are driven to learn and experience new things. We stretch ourselves and go full blast. It's only after 40 years that we realize that time tragically goes by way too fast to accomplish much before the music dies. We begin to regularly take stock of our lives by the goals reached and those left undone, until our doddering, senile mind deprives us of thinking lucidly, one by one. Absolutely nothing is good about old age. Some advantages are obvious. Let's be fair. The escape from the 9-to-5 squirrel cage, the discounts, deference, social security, Medicare. There is time to read, nap, travel, study, or mouthing another tired platitude to catch up with an old hobby or hobby. It all depends on our health, savings, and attitude. Freedom is a glorious gift, a divine blessing. Doing what we want, when we want, is so great. The bitter irony is, it's also staggeringly depressing. Our physical limitations may prove it to come too late. Growing old is another point in time, a phase, a chapter at the end of a journey that began long ago. The autumn of our life cannot relive the good summer days, but it's welcomed by all, considering the alternative. You know. Old age 3 is a glimpse into an old peasant's life. It could be another episode in life of Sharadi's grandmother. The old woman lived in a country with a less benign climate. 6:30 on an icy winter morning. Evelyn's heart is pervaded with dread. Thank you, God, for another day dawning, but it's so hard to get out of bed. Evelyn gently eases her arthritic knees over the edge of the bed in sharp pain. She sits and waits, scarcely dares to breathe. Will my long-suffering feet fail me again? Slowly the ache in her leg subsides. Evelyn braces herself and stands up. Groaning wearily, hands at her sides, she hobbles. Well done, old tub. What an achievement, she adds with a sigh. Not only have lived to see a new day, I have mobilized, never say die, the feeble body of mine in a way. Fortunately, I still have a mind I can use. Some old ones can't. Our aged brain is frail. I certainly wouldn't like to be in their shoes. Losing my senses to boot is beyond the pale.